Hello YouTube, 13 Fox here. I wanted to make a short video on what I believe is a very simple fix for a common problem with the SCAR 17S stock, specifically with the stock latch. I've seen all over the internet people complaining about this polymer latch and how when they go to close the stock itself, the feed lips kind of catch on the plate and doesn't lock back into position. So it's got no problem when you go to release, but when you go to slap it back in, it's met with a resistance that instead of sliding these little feed lips here underneath the catch, it actually pushes the whole catch straight backwards. And it really doesn't matter how much force you use. As you can see, I'm forcing this pretty hard, and I feel like if I go any harder, I might actually break the lips. And a lot of people have actually complained about that online, how they're breaking these little latches here, probably trying to force it back into position with too much effort. Now there are a couple companies out there that have kind of addressed that by remanufacturing this. I think Tango Down makes an aluminum button that you can replace. Of course, Kinetic Development Group makes a whole stock replacement. It's more of an ACR style, and I think the whole base plate here is aluminum, and I think the latch catch is also aluminum, and that would certainly do it. But I haven't seen any videos online where people have tried to fix the current stock, because, you know, even though it looks like an UGG boot, I kind of like it. And before spending serious kind of cash on replacing it, I'd like to see if I can fix the current one. Worst case scenario, you end up buying a new, it doesn't work and you end up buying a new one anyway. And I looked kind of closely at the way this connects here, and I think I found the issue. If you look at the bevel on the inside of the little base plate here, it's not very much. So when the lips make contact, instead of being pushed downward and then allowed to slide into position, it just meets it straight on and pushes the latch backwards. So I feel if I were to increase the angle on the bevel here, it may allow these to slide underneath it. Now, I don't think you're going to want to reduce or change the angle on the little lips here, because they're already kind of thin. But I believe this has enough meat in here in this polymer that you could reduce a little bit and actually allow you to force the stock back into position without actually fear of breaking those. So I'm going to put this camera on pause. I'm going to try to fix that here with just a little file, and we'll see if that fixes. And if so, it could save you a lot of money if you're contemplating fixing that issue with a new stock. So I will be right back, and we'll see what it does. Okay, so I've just completed beveling or reshaping the angle on the inside of this plate here, and as you can see, I believe it fixed the problem. You can very easily now just fold the buttstock back into locking position. You could even flick it back and it will stay locked, as you see. All I really did was take a bevel or increase the bevel on the inside edge here with a Dremel. You could probably use a file. I probably decreased this flat edge by about 1/8 of an inch and steepened this angle. I also kind of smoothed out the angle here to more closely match the angle here. I probably took off about 3% of the meat off of there. I didn't want to take off too much. But now when they actually make contact, it will still push the latch button backwards, but because of the new angle, a tiny bit of force is all that's needed to lock it into position. So you can fold it slowly, or you can just throw it into position and it stays locked. And that seems to be a huge gripe online that I've seen with a lot of users who think that you pay all this money for a stock, you want it to work as designed. And I find it hard to believe that was intended to have to depress that button in order to lock the stock back into place. So now there's no need. And for $5, you can buy a file that down, and solve the ongoing issue with the stock. So I hope that solve some questions for all of you and maybe save you some money. Thanks.